through this problem because you have to tell me first what your three variables are going to be. I know x, y, and z, but what are you going to set them equal to?
Are we doing them on?
No, I just want you to read through the problem. I'm going to help you set up the equations, and then we're going to go to the next problem, and you can go back and work on it on your own at the end of class. All right, so x, y, z. I don't play around with the letters anyway when it comes to three equations and three variables. You know, could I do C, D, and I don't know what you want, K for duck, sure, but I try to stay away from that, just x, y, z. So it looks like x will be, what's the first one there? Chickens, number of chickens I'm going to have. Y will be dogs, and Z will be the number of ducks I end up with at the end here. Again, it's not a partner or a group quiz tomorrow. You got to come up with these equations on your own. So read through the first part right away. Second sentence. The total number of animals is 50. Done, right? Can we come up with that one? Total number of animals, 50. X plus Y plus Z equals 50. Again, I don't. Some people want to put the money. There's no money involved yet. All right, there's no money involved yet until now, and she's got a budget of $1,500 to spend on, and you see how much each animal costs. That's when we want to put all the money together in the same equation. 20x, 50y, 30z equals 1,500, and that's the only time we're going to use the money. That's it. One equation that involves all the money and you're done. Don't bring in the 20, the 50, the 30 again. We're done. One equation with all the money. Same thing tomorrow. I'm not going to trick you tomorrow. Same thing. And now here's the third equation, which I have to worry about. Number of chickens should be equal to the number of ducks. That's it. Not 3 times or one more than 2 times. Number of chickens equals number of ducks. What do we call chickens? X equals number of ducks. There you go. I can't promise that's simple tomorrow, but something similar. All right, before we even start solving, I always said to you guys, I like all the variables on one side. It's not to confuse us anymore. So I'm going to move the z over here, and I'm going to deal with x minus z equals 0. Okay? And then you take over from there. You pick 2, and we got to go on to the next problems, but you pick 2 equations, eliminate a variable, pick 2 others, and you have to eliminate the same variable. So your first 2 steps, you have to eliminate the same variable. Now, hey, let's work smarter, not harder. Look at this third equation. What's already eliminated?
Y.
So you already have y eliminated. So why not start this problem off when I give you time, going to these 2 and also eliminating y. Okay, y has already been eliminated here. So go ahead and eliminate it using these 2 here. And then you'll have 2 equations with an x and a z, and you can go eliminate a second variable. All good? All right, so you'll go back to that. Please don't try to do it while I'm talking here. All right, second one, straight up. Do we know how to shade, graph, or not? Okay, this will be your second type question tomorrow. There you go. Right, find your intercepts, test 0, 0 if you are allowed to, and where's all the shaded regions overlap. Only thing I want to talk about before I go on to the next problem, what's the deal with this third one here? That's going to be a what? 2 x's vertical. So these are 2 vertical lines. And where's the shading going to go? Right in the middle. So you already know where your S should be. It's going to be somewhere in the middle of those vertical lines. And speaking of the S, let's make sure we put one there tomorrow, because some of you guys are getting in the bad habit. When I was checking yesterday, I don't know where you think the solution is. So make sure you put an S for me to look tomorrow. Jared.
So if it was 1 is less than or equal to x, and then x is greater.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do that to you. There's no hypothetical. I'm not going to do that to you ever.
Okay.
Ever.
So automatically those would be in the middle.
Correct. The only thing I would do is change the x to a y.
Why?
So what?
Why?
Why not? What would it become now? If I change this x to a y.
For like this.
I'm just saying now. Now it's 1 is less than y is less than or equal to 3. Now it would be 2 horizontal lines. I'm just saying that's the only change I can make. Okay, to your hypothetical there. Okay. And also watch out for the signs, because one line could be solid, one line could be dashed. Okay, but all right, you always shade in between. We're all good there. And then finally, the third problem, which I'm most nervous about, is where you have to come up with your own inequalities. I will at least get you off to the right foot tomorrow. I will tell you how many there should be. All right, I won't tell you what they are, but I'll at least tell you how many there should be. And I'll let you know here there should be 3 inequalities on this problem. Let's see if we can come up with 3 of them. So go ahead, take a minute, read through it. Most important thing is right at the beginning. What are you going to call x and y here? That's the most important. Do you actually understand what you're looking for? All right, that's going to be the most important part. What is x and what is y here? What are the two? Anybody want to take a stab at it? What are the 2 things we're looking for here? Nick?
Food containers.
What about
them? How much can be processed.
Correct. Tons. How many tons of food containers can we do? That I'll put as X. That's the tons of food container. How many tons of food containers? And I believe there's another type of container, right? Drink. So Y will be the number of tons of drink containers. And everyone's so quick to just attach a number to X and Y. I only want to do that if I have money involved, and there's no money involved here. Ready? Second sentence. Plant processes up to 1,200 tons of plastic. What do you got for me? Don't read anything else. Just stop right there. You don't even know pretend you don't even know anything else. Up to 1,200 tons of plastic per week.
Less than, right?
Well, okay. Up to, yeah, I agree with that. Less than or equal to 1,200, up to. What's on the other side? X and Y, right? Because we're talking the total amount of plastic. So I'm going to say X plus Y, all the plastic, drink and food, up to 1,200. We are right there. All right, where is inequality number 2 going to come from? Read the next sentence. At least 300 tons must be processed for food. Stop. At least 300 must be processed for food. What do we call food? X. And we know it's got to deal something at least 300. At least. Again, I know maybe it's a crappy example, but think about money in your pocket. You have at least $300 in your pocket. Do you have 300 or less or 300 or more?
300 or more.
Or more, so that or more greater than or equal to. And then the third one, at least 500 tons must be drink. Build off what we just did with 2. Now Y, because that's drink. And what are we going to put with the 450? At least again?
Greater or equal to.
Greater than or equal to. One's a vertical, one's a horizontal. And put a nice big S where you think the shaded region overlaps. Here's what I need. If you're in a group with people, there is a Chromebook out in front of you, that group, that has my answer key on Classroom, Unit 8 on Classroom. If you're working by yourself, open it up. Take a look, please. Hey, this is not copying my answer key. This is checking your answers. If you have a question, I prefer you call me over versus copying it from the answer key. Unit 8 on Classroom, it says answers for review number 2. All right, let's get to it now. Go back to number 1, stay on this one, whatever you want to do. You are looking at your quiz right now. And you have to do all this by yourself tomorrow. Call me over if there's questions. Here we go.